Hey, it's me, Hrishikesh, Kannan, popularly known as Hrishikesh. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the bell icon now to get the latest videos and get taken into a world of entertainment, culture, sport, business, and current affairs.
I mean, you know me since my first film. I've always been like that. But yes, there is a diktat that you have to follow through. You know what the production house, the marketing team does. But I guess now over the years, even the team that we're working on with, from Yash Raj, they also know my personality. You know, I'm not really out there trying to scream top of my lungs that my film's coming out. But I guess they wanted to remind people that people forget. It's out of sight, out of mind. I've not had a release since 4 years. So they wanted the audience to get a little warmed up to me, who I was, who I am as a person. And I think whatever we've done so far, especially on the social media campaign, is really a reflection of actually who I am.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem forced. It doesn't seem like, I'm trying too hard. So I'm really happy that we followed that path.
Guys, 22nd of July, Shamshera is in theatres. For all of our listeners in Chennai and Hyderabad, they're going to also be versions in Tamil as well as Telugu and of course Hindi for the rest of the world.
And IMAX.
And IMAX.
Yes.
Fantastic. So, Karan's here with me, Vaani and RK. Great to see you guys. Many congratulations.
Thank
you.
you.
Karan, to me, the production design is just fantastic. One knows that there were these nomadic tribes at the turn of the century, but how do you get visual references of that? I mean, obviously with the production design, especially when I see the Ji Huzur song, the kind of mud huts and the flats that you've created is just remarkable. So talk to me a little about the art and the production design.
Which I think before you start, I don't know if we can say this is actually the Kaza prison.
It's the Kaza
Where Ji
prison.
Huzur
It's a fort.
had-
It's a
Wow.
fort where
Wow.
they have been kind of imprisoned. The tribe has been imprisoned.
Which and the tribe is called Khameran.
Khameran,
The
yeah.
Khameran tribe.
You say that in
Yeah.
one of the
That's correct.
trailers and teasers.
In the trailer. So, Rishi, we started with having a basic research material for setting of the film. कि यार 1871 में film करेंगे तो उस time पे माहौल क्या था? What were the rules, the laws that were being followed? What are the new laws that were being implemented? Because I think it reflects greatly on the storytelling of the film. Having said that, पूरा intention ये था to create a world which might not be extremely real, but it is very convincing. क्योंकि ये होगा, when people watch the film, they might have not seen this world before. Because it needs a certain cinematic value to it, because completely real will make it very documentary-ish or make it not as palatable or as exciting as I wanted it to be. But when you see it, you will not feel कि ये दुनिया कहीं रही नहीं होगी. You might not have seen it, but you'll believe that it existed somewhere. So that balance was very important for us. And I have to really say that my production designer, Sumit Basu, the cameraman, Anay Goswami, the costume girls, Manushi Rishi, they did a splendid job at, setting that line in a beautiful way. Because when you see the film, you will feel the impact of a big film, larger than life drama, blah, blah, blah. But you will not feel कि यार ये कहाँ आ गए हम? ये क्यों है? That disconnect you will not feel, because वो बहुत जरूरी है. क्योंकि if the audience feels that kind of disconnect, then they will not connect to the film at all. So I feel it took a lot of hard work to create that balance and create that world where you feel कि जहाँ पे Shamshera, Balli, Sona's character are doing things, and the things that are happening with them, whether they are tough things, easy things, मजबूरी चल रही है, it's all believable in a larger than life expense.
Ranbir, I love the marketing campaign for this film. I don't know if it was YRF and Prithvish or that team or you, especially the video where you're interviewing yourself and taking the piss out of yourself.
It's all true. I mean, whatever I've said, I believe that.
But it's just lovely. I mean, is that happened recently that you've started taking yourself less seriously, or were you always like this?
I mean, you know me since my first film. I've always been like that. But yes, there is a diktat that you have to follow through. What the production house, the marketing team does. But I guess now over the years, even the team that we're working on with, from Yash Raj, they also know my personality. I'm not really out there trying to scream top of my lungs that my film's coming out. But I guess they wanted to remind people that people forget. It's out of sight, out of mind. I've not had a release since 4 years. So they wanted the audience to get a little warmed up to me, who I was, who I am as a person. And I think whatever we've done so far, especially on the social media campaign, is really a reflection of actually who I am.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem forced. It doesn't seem like, I'm trying too hard. So I'm really happy that we followed that
path.
I love the song Fitoor, especially the way it's picturized. I don't know if your director will allow you to give spoilers, but I love that it's filmed underwater, and I'm really curious to know how that was done. Or if you're not in a position to talk about that, then I just like the whole styling of it. And what he mentioned about that era when you're doing a period piece has to reflect in the clothes, even the kind of fabric that you use.
Yeah.
So you want to talk to me about that?
No,
Yeah.
I feel like I think Manushi Rishi, who styled me in the film, and everybody else, they were very much in sync with Karan's vision and his idea of how he was seeing that world and his characters in that world. And they pretty much, they got everything to the T, they understood the brief. And that's how when you see those fabrics, me in a kurta, I don't know how much, I see again now, I think these are the conversations I need to have it in like...
Painful clothes. Painful clothes.
Uncomfortable.
Tapati धूप में मतलब खादी के
Thick fabric.
कपड़े,
He has
fabric.
suffered a lot more than I have. I'll have to give it to
Nightmares.
him. With that dadi also and everything, like I think like poor guy has like really suffered. He's been usually the heroines are like the ones who've been like, you adorn these heavy jewelry and ornaments and heavy attires. But I think in this case, it's been the other way around.
Yeah.
But beautiful locations, like you're saying, the way it's been picturized. And again, we wouldn't want to spoil the magic of what's being shown
And how it was created.
and how it was created. Maybe after the release, I guess.
Also-
Yeah, but
let's
whatever
think
it
about
is, it's looking great.
Yeah,
It's looking
also
authentic.
I guess
That's what's
It's
important.
not looking
Yeah.
like a green screen kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's
Exactly,
looking
exactly.
really nice.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Chinni Prakash is a legend.
Oof.
I mean,
Yeah.
we've all grown up to Chinni sir's work and things like that. And I saw a really nice BTS video where he said, "This Karan, he makes me do Ravan head, makes me fall down chairs and things like that." Which is lovely. Which shows that you're a family,
Absolutely.
what
So-
songs have you done together?
It's
Started
beautiful.
with Agneepath.
Yes.
The Ganesha song. Was
Oh,
Chinese
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah. The Ganesha
That was
song was
amazing.
Chinese.
So talk to me about that. I mean, talk to me about this legend just being on set there. And
Well,
doing
I've
the
also
song.
had the good fortune to working with Chinni sir and Rekha ma'am.
Rekha ma'am.
Both are such amazing energy, so talented. They've got like truckloads of experience and goodwill, and still they're so they're so fresh, they're childlike. They're not stuck with any form of ego that this is a step that they've worked hard on, so let's just do it. If Karan wants to change it, if you want to improvise it, if they feel, acha, this is not looking good on an actor, let's change it. They're so adaptable. At the same time, they know a tone of a film. If a tone of a film is of a certain kind, they get it. If there is certain, say, elevation of, say, the heroine or the hero, and you got to present them in a certain way. They just have it. They from Chumma Chumma to like the greatest of Hindi film songs, have been created by them, and they're still as great as they were.
Was there any point that you thought that you'd like Balli and Shamshera to be two different people at the casting stage or at any point?
Yeah, so it was, we set out to cast Balli.
Hmm.
ये सोचा नहीं था कि शमशेरा कौन प्ले करेगा, कैसा होगा. Yes, we wanted a certain actor, मतलब a different actor, but there was no face to it yet. But after we met Ranbir, and Ranbir was on for Balli, and he very kindly offered कि यार मेरे को शमशेरा भी करना है. So then we started our process of getting into the zone of what it'll look like and how it'll eventually land up. And I think it's landed up beautifully.
And I think Adi still like tells me about like his biggest fear in the film was how we'll pull off Shamshera. He wasn't really that nervous about Balli because the way Balli was written, it's a personality which is also a little similar to my age, and he's goofy, he's charming, he's like an idiot. Who
He
eventually
has a naughtiness in his eyes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I guess they thought that okay, Ranbir can play this, but Shamshera was someone who's completely different to Balli. So there was a certain fear and insecurity that how I would pull that off. I mean, I had that too, but I'm really glad that it's my good fortune that I got to play both the characters.
Let's ask somebody who got a ringside view. Balli and Shamshera. I mean, the difference is evident to me when I see it. Also in terms of the fabric, I think the clothes also, he's more, Shamshera is more gravitas, Balli is a little more flowing kind of thing.
But Karan, you've been very intricate with everything, no? Even with not just the fabric, the color of what kind of a color, what kind of a green, what kind of a black, what kind of a grey. I think we've dived deep into every intricate detailing of every single, be it, you know, from costumes to your choreography to your story, the way you want the world to look like, the way you want your frame to be set up, everything has been so well thought of that it's, I think for me as an actor, I think my job became very easy.
Mm.
And I think to have that kind of color and give characters who are from a certain strata of society, who are like, you know, there's the Khameran tribe, and they're also prisoners. So it's not that you have a array of colors to play with, or you have like different costuming. You know, you have to stick to a certain. You're limited.
Yeah.
But even in that limitation, you know, to do something which is cinematic and do something which kind of merges with the palette of the film was really nice. And that's why when you see the promo, when you see the film, there's no jerk. You know, you never feel कि अरे उस ज़माने में ये कैसे हो सकता है या ये क्या पहन रहा है, you know, see where he comes from and what his world is. I think it all really fits like a glove.
I like the fact that both director and lead actor go to a film sitting together. I mean, it's a beautiful old school way of doing it. I mean, I know
Music
that-
sitting.
a music
Yeah.
setting, you know. So, and obviously, Mithoon is such a master of his craft. There's a very spiritual way about how he goes about his music, and G. Huzur has all these very extravagant, lavish chorus parts. I'd like you to talk about the recording of that particular track and how that came about.
So what happened is, पहले तो मतलब we started, the first track that we recorded actually was the Shamshera title track, and Mithoon was very generous in his approach as far as Shamshera is concerned or my quirks are concerned. मतलब वो बोलते हैं ना यार कि एक टेक्नीशियन होता है जो सिर्फ काम करता है, एक होता है जो फिल्म को अपना बना लेता है. Mithoon is that person. Mithoon I think gave all of us the wings to fly as far as the music of this film is concerned. He gave us that space, he gave us that dignity, and he gave us that space of mind. There was not a single moment where Mithoon said कि सर या करण ये कैसे होगा, यार ये तो 7 सुरों में नहीं होता, यार ये तो अंतरा यहाँ नहीं होता, मुखड़ा यहाँ नहीं होता, interlude यहाँ नहीं होता. He just kept experimenting on the music and eventually reached where we reached. And as far as G. Huzur is concerned, I think Mithoon really celebrated the brief that I offered to him. I wanted G. Huzur not to just be a simple song. It had to be Balli's character sketch. And I think that is what it has come out as. You know, it's,
And that's his intro song.
absolutely, that's
Okay.
his
Okay, makes sense.
intro song
Yeah.
in the film. And G. Huzur in many ways, normally क्या होता है when you're kind of introducing a character, you need 1 scene, 2 scenes, 3 scenes to kind of see how he's going to sit, how he's going to react to situations, or how he's going to be in certain energies. But what G. Huzur does is it gives you a complete sketch of this one person in those 4.5 minutes, you know. And to achieve that, firstly in a song, and also have a foot tapping number, also have a number that you will keep watching, do so many things in one song, I think is a feat that Mithoon has really achieved beautifully.
And I believe he got the chorus singers to dance a bit. in the
Yes,
studio.
absolutely. That believe me, that is something I think that Mithoon went crazy with my energy, because when I met Mithoon the first time, Mithoon is a very introvert. वो भगवान का आदमी है, तो वो बहुत शरीफ ऐसे
That's
बैठता
why I
है.
use the word spiritual. you know,
Yeah.
because he's got that whole
So
vibe.
when I say भगवान का आदमी, I mean in a very filmy way also.
Yeah.
मतलब उसके सिंथेसाइजर के सामने एक बाइबल पड़ी हुई है और बहुत शरीफ आदमी है, चुपचाप बैठा रहता है. तो विद मी कमिंग इनटू द रूम, आई सेड यार कुछ तो बात कर यार, कुछ तो कर, सिर्फ म्यूजिक नहीं बना सकते. वी हैव टू स्क्रीम, वी हैव टू येल, वी हैव टू एंजॉय आवरसेल्व्स. आई कांट बी सो सीरियस व्हेन यू आर सिटिंग इन द रूम. So I remember him kind of translating that energy to everybody in the room when we were dubbing or doing the chorus. So I think that was, which is why I say, you know, he kind of was like a sponge to the energy of Shamshera. He almost changed something within himself to offer what Shamshera's music today is.
Lovely.
And you know, Kanan's not just like this at music sittings, he's like that on a film set also. He's, what's the right word? Effervescent. Like he's screaming on the mic, he wants people to like feel the moment.
I think
and
it's,
feel
he's creating that energy, that
Yeah.
vibe. There's
I
this-
think
So
that's-
all the parties he's not gone to,
He's
the
doing it on
pent-up
set,
thing,
yeah.
He's just letting
Yeah,
loose.
that dialogue, "How's the Josh," was made for him. He wants everyone to say, "Hi, sir."
Good, keep the energy flowing. Now, I know there's a bromance between Sanju sir and you. I mean, it's much talked about. But what I didn't know was that even during fight sequences, he looks out saying, I don't want to hurt Ranbir too much.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that's next level. I think that's so
No,
sweet.
he's. I'm telling you, his perception is of this big bad boy, you know, who's had this life and all. But he is just like a teddy bear.
Yeah.
Like you don't even. I can't even explain to you what he is like on set. and not just with me, with everybody. When Sanju sir is on set, the entire 300, 400 people, their energies just shift to him. Like it's just Sanju sir is on set. They want to go meet him, chat with him. He knows everybody by the name. If it's a stunt guy, if it's a light man, whoever, they all know. He knows everyone personally. So he's that kind of a person. And of course, me being, close to him, every time I was doing action or every time I was doing something, he was always like, checking on me. He was checking if the harness is correct. He used to go to Karan and said, is it important for him to do this stunt? He used to tell the stunt coordinator, okay, can't the stunt man do it?
He's
So,
so sweet.
like, who does that? I don't know if I reach that age, and if I'm fond of a new actor or somebody who's much younger than me, I don't know if I will have the gracefulness or the heart to look out for someone the way he does. And I hope I do. It's a great learning for me.
I don't think he has a single mean bone in his
No.
body. He's so caring. I mean, with Ranbir, of course, he knows him and, there's special love and space in his heart for him. But even for someone like me who he's meeting for the first time, who he's working and interacting for the first time, there's just so much generosity and warmth. And I remember just anything. And, he's so pure-hearted. You could ask him anything under the sun and he'd say it with absolute honesty. To just say anything about your life, anything about what you feel, what you think, and be so bare naked with your thoughts. Only a person with a clean heart could do that.
I just heard
And
you-
a badmash of another level.
Yeah.
Essentially, they talk about this thing, but
What's life without a bit of naughtiness?
the naughtiness to matlab is of another level.
Yeah, some other level. Yeah.
I heard you tell another journalist that you had never met Karan before this film,
Yes.
which leads me logically to think that, but you still trusted him enough to do this film. I'll tell you, conventional actors thinking. Two powerful actors, and in this case, three, because there are two Ranbirs.
Three
And
powerful
Sanjay Dutt.
characters. Yeah.
Does a woman have enough to do? And obviously, a woman has enough to do. Otherwise, why would you do that? But you have to instinctively trust your director. Was it Adi's trust, or, the production house's trust, or you instinctively feeling that intuitive things towards Karan saying, I'm in good hands?
So I know that I wouldn't be part of a film if I can't submit completely to a director and his vision, because at the end of the day, it's his baby. He is going to present and make you look. So you literally have to submit. There is no other way, I met you in the second day we got narration. Like I got a narration, and he, just the way he presented Sona to me. She's not in it for being a prop. She's not being propped up or given I don't know how much like one can perceive and conceive from the trailer. But once the film unfolds and the film, when you watch the film, you'll realize that there's an arc, there's an evolution, there's substance to the woman. She's playing both strength and weakness to to Ranbir's character. So I feel like there is a lot. Now see, of course, I know the gist of the film. I'm also not clueless and thinking that, I'm leading the film and, it's, at the forefront. But how essential are you in the film and for the storyline? That makes sense to me, and it made sense to me. And the fact that I did feel secure, because there's a certain conviction I was, getting from Karan while he was narrating, while we were having conversations. It's only when I felt secured is why I did the film. And for me, it's not just that, just the experience, the sheer experience of working with actors like Ranbir and Sanjay sir is an opportunity, I don't see it as oh my God, now I'll be lost in a film because there's a Ranbir and there's a Sanjay Dutt. I want to be in a film where there are incredible actors, people who I aspire to, be as credible as them someday, and, who inspire me and who I admire. Why wouldn't I want to share screen space with them? There's so
Lovely.
much that one can learn from them.
I wanted to ask you about your writing room. Never short on excitement. When there's Piyush Mishra, Nilesh Mishra, you're all interesting characters. Forget about being great writers. It's just
Right.
wonderful characters. Talk to me about that.
Honestly speaking, I didn't have the opportunity of meeting Nilesh on this film at all. Because Adi was kind of nurturing this idea with Nilesh at the story level. But I just grabbed onto the story, and then me and Ekta started developing the whole script. And as far as Piyush Mishra is concerned, so writing room, मतलब हमारा तो घर पे ही war scene होता है. Because when husband and wife are writing together, she's the primary writer in the team. And Ekta is that person who's in that category of the creative people who, she will wait for an idea to come to her. She believes in that thought process, and I'm like, आ गया क्या? आ गया कि नहीं आ गया? So she will keep looking and say, get out of the room. Not yet. So it's like that because she writes the final draft. She's not a person who writes drafts and drafts and drafts and drafts. So she keeps waiting for the idea to keep boiling और जब पक जाएगा वो पेपर पे आएगा. तो एकता का प्रोसेस हुआ है. जहां तक पीयूष जी का सवाल है, पीयूष जी is another animal only. He's another animal. He will
Alien,
call
not
me.
animal. Alien.
Alien. Yeah, he's an
I've never
alien.
met him. I'm only hearing stuff
Oh my
about.
God.
Believe
he's a
me,
character.
and he's a character
I
of another.
really
Because
mean
I remember when I was going to work with him on Agneepath, everybody warned me कि तू क्या कर रहा है, तू पागल हो गया. तो बोला यार कोई नहीं यार, try करते हैं यार. Because I really loved his work.
Yeah.
I loved him as an actor, as a human being or individual rather. So we worked on Agneepath, then we worked on Shamshera and पीयूष जी का मेरा इक्वेशन ये है कि वो उनको मैं दिन में सीन देता था, वो रात को मुझे 1 बजे फोन करते थे और गालियां देते थे फोन पे. क्या वाहियात सीन लिखा है बेवकूफ इंसान. उनका शुरू ही ऐसे होता था. तो फिर मैं उनसे और 2 गालियां देता था फोन पे. तो हम गालियां देते रहते थे दूसरे को और फिर अगले दिन उसी सीन के वो कमाल के कुछ डायलॉग्स लेकर आते थे. एंड आई जस्ट हैड टू सरेंडर टू हिज वर्ड्स. So and he's addictive. Matlab you cannot, and I believe this very strongly. If you're not being challenged, by your core team or your technicians, then what are you doing? What the hell are you doing? Because matlab it's very similar. Believe me, when on Agneepath I was working with Chintu uncle. He was my biggest fear and my biggest asset on the film. Because he would challenge me every single day. He would make me feel like I don't know my job. It's a screwed up scene. I'm getting him to do all kind of random things that no other director would ever do, and I'm just destroying his career. He would make me feel like every day, and I would keep fighting with him every day about it. And set pe aake he would give me exactly what I wanted. But after he has kind of whipped me 300 times throughout the day, but he would still deliver exactly what I wanted. So I think this process with any technician or any actor kind of helps you strengthen your conviction in what you really want to do. Either you'll break under the pressure or you'll just kind of come out a winner. So I think that process is very, very interesting for me. I really enjoy that kind of process with any crazy person I love to work with.
22nd of July, please go to the theatres and give it love. We've had a bit of a break from the theatres, and it's time we go back and give Shamshera that love that it deserves. It stars Ranbir, Sanju sir, Vaani, and of course directed by.
And also a host of other actors.
The host
which
of
we
other
have.
great
Actors.
actors.
Ronit Roy,
Saurabh Shukla, Ronit Roy. I wish I had more time. I would have gone into all those details, but और भी कम है दुनिया में. Thank you guys. Cheers.
Thank you so
Rishi.
much.
Always a pleasure.
Thank you.